Hey guys, it's Gemma from speech class, and today I did want to talk about something that's very, very serious and very damaging to our country, and in my opinion is the number one reason why we're not really solving any of our problems, and that's called political polarization. A little bit of a tongue tire, but it is very serious. With all jokes aside, basically we are in debt. Our healthcare system is pretty screwed up. We can't agree on any policy whatsoever. A lot of people have lost their jobs this past year because of this pandemic and all the lockdowns that were happening. And the top 1% seems to be profiting just like right from us. Yet, despite all our issues, we're all just rigidly in our own little boxes and we're all pitted against each other, and I think that's completely ridiculous. Did you know that um, both Trump supporters and Biden supporters, 89 to 90% of them, had said if they believed the other candidate has won, that the country would be in serious jeopardy. Not only that, but look at our top concerns. 74% of Americans, this is from Pew Research, by the way, on both sides are concerned with the economy. 65% are concerned with health care. And then following is Supreme Court appointments, foreign policy, and abortion. This is some pretty serious stuff, and these things are not going to be just solved right away if we're all just so rigidly in one stance or the other. And so what are we going to do about this? The first thing that I do want to point out is that you do not have to compromise your morals or your values just to make peace with someone. That is not what I'm trying to say. But you can find common ground with someone you very much disagree with on almost everything and still solve a problem. That's what a lot of politicians do when they join groups to get involved in X, Y, or Z when being an activist for something. And that's what your everyday Americans do when they join Bible studies or when they join clubs that they enjoy, or whether they want to support the fine arts through the school board or whatever. Every little small thing you do counts. Second thing I want to say is always assume stupidity and ignorance over malevolence. It's one thing to think that someone is wrong about something. It is another thing to think someone is evil without exception. There are differences between issues that have a lot of gray area, and there are issues that may involve morals. Most issues today, I would say, are very complex and they revolve in the gray area. And that's what a lot of people, unfortunately, don't see. The last thing I wanted to say is that when you're talking about politics, it's a lot better to do it in person rather than in front of a screen. Because, number one, when you see a face, you can understand where people are coming from by the way they talk, by the way they carry their voice. And behind the screen, you can't tell that. And usually, when you argue behind a screen, it's really bad for your mental health and the mental health of the other person. And if you're tweeting at a politician, there's going to be someone bound to reply to you anyway. And then it'll just be a back and forth of overwhelming replies, and you won't know what to say after that. And it's like you'll have to feel like you have to write a 20-page essay just to debunk anything and everything the other person has to say, and it's a disaster. And you'll have less anxiety when you're talking about politics the more you have personal and civil conversations rather than just being online all the time where you could easily get canceled with a swipe of a button or anything crazy like that. And it's really important that you just get to know people before you judge their politics. And that's all I have for you guys today. I wanted to speak on that, especially with all the events that have been going on the past year. I just really hate seeing people fight like divorced couples. And I'm naturally a peacemaker because I'm a middle child and I just want people to get along sometimes. I bet some of you can relate, but that was the main point behind it. I'm not expecting everybody to agree on everything, and I don't think we ever quite will, but that's okay, as long as we can get together to solve our issues instead of demonizing each other is more what I care about, if anything. All right, thanks for listening, and you guys have a nice night.